Hi everyone, welcome back to Motivation Monday. We are here excited and we hope you had a great Father's Day weekend if you're a father or spending time with your father or husband, whatever it might be. And so we're jumping back in for the past 2 months. You've been hearing us talk about stay slow and that framework, specifically the S and the T, which is the spirit and the thoughts. And today we're actually going to move forward. We're going to talk about surrendering our spirit to God, about capturing our thoughts and replacing them with truth. Eventually, surrendering this will become visible. And what does that mean? Eventually, it shows up in what we do, which is our actions. So this month we're moving into the A and the Y, the actions and yielding those. So we're going to have a little fun with some insight today.
Yeah, Brian, and I think that's where so many of us get stuck. We know what God is saying, we agree with it, but taking action is a whole different thing.
Yeah, I learned this lesson some years ago back when I was at the beach in Clearwater, Florida. I was playing a lot of volleyball. I was having a really good day. I was practicing and doing some drills. And I noticed this man was sitting on a beach nearby. And all of a sudden, I felt this nudge inside of me, go talk to him. And honestly, I didn't want to. I was doing my thing. And I told myself, I'm here to play volleyball. I'm practicing. Maybe somebody else could do it. Maybe I'm just imagining things. I came up with pretty much any excuse I could think of.
Which is what most of us do when God asks us to do something uncomfortable.
Yes, that's exactly true. And so the funny thing is, I kept ignoring it. The more I ignored it, the more miserable it became. I started missing all these shots, not playing well at all. I couldn't even focus. And I knew underneath all of it was happening. God hadn't changed his assignment. I was just avoiding it a little like Jonah.
So, what made you finally go talk to him?
Well, I kind of got tired of arguing with God. I had this back and forth conversation, so I ended up walked over, started this conversation with this gentleman, and he shared some big struggles that he was going through. And I was able to talk about Jesus. Before the conversation ended, I shared the gospel. I prayed with them. I'll never forget it.
Brian, that's a great picture of what actions really are. It wasn't God asking you to do more or be busier, but He just wanted you to respond to that request. And a surrendered spirit hears God's voice. It's a way to have a surrendered spirit that day. And it also agrees with God's truth, even when it feels uncomfortable, and you took the next step. And that's what we're learning this month, that faith isn't something that we just believe, but it's something that we live. And so here's our challenge this week. Think about one recurring action in your life, whether it's a habit or a way you naturally respond or one decision, and ask yourself, does this flow from my surrender or am I just on autopilot doing life? Maybe it's how you respond to your spouse, gulp. Maybe it's how you spend your mornings, or maybe it's a conversation that you've been avoiding or a step that God has been asking you to take. Whatever it is, start there.
Yeah, because eventually what God does inside of us will show up in how we live. And sometimes the most spiritual thing you can do is simply act by taking that next step of obedience. Have a great Monday.